24 it's only a 24-hour story, so it's not going to matter, right? But there's people, these stories last. They don't always disappear. The stuff
Yeah.
that are probably is really encrypted is whatever you do on WhatsApp. Okay. That goes away. But Instagram, if you see how like you can save things as highlights, those things don't
Yeah.
go away. And then there's people who record your shit.
They can record it. That's what I was about to say too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's people who record your stuff. So it's like we live in an age where there's
No filter.
no privacy. Privacy's pretty much gone. As long as you have a phone, you basically sign away your privacy unless you want to get those alternative apps like Proton Mail or stuff
Who
like
wants to do that?
yeah. I'm not gonna pay $9.99 a month for Proton Mail. I don't even know if it's $9.99 anymore, but yeah, and then just talk to people through WhatsApp and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I just feel like it's just too much work. You know, and I'm not a spy, so I don't care. They could track me all they want, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, and then matter of fact, there was this other girl. It's just, and sometimes I don't know if it's real. You know, I don't know if some of these things are actually real or they just make things up as they go along. There was this one girl. I guess she put 100 shirts on, right?
Yeah.
And when she was trying to take off the shirts, then she started choking. And she started crying. And I'm like, well, if you could, but then you could see she was looking to turn off the computer. And it's just like, is this real or is this fake? You know, so
Yeah.
I kind of doubt a lot of stuff I see online too. But we have like a whole generation of everyone who's trying to like get noticed. You know, not like the old school way where, you know, you audition and then you try to get famous, get in movie parts. So everybody's trying to get famous on YouTube. They're trying to get famous on Facebook.
Yep.
And good for them. I'm happy for them. But I'm not really sure that if I want to be famous, I want to be known as the TikTok guy, you know, or known as the YouTube guy, because it's like that's all people will know you as, the YouTube guy. But hey,
that's true.
You know, it is what it is, right? You can't everybody has their own life. I can't judge. And by the way, the GOP, if anybody's listening, the GOP is garbage. If you're a Republican, your party is...
You mean?
Huh?
Oh.
No. I'm saying to people in general. If you're a Republican, leave the Republican Party, become an independent. If you don't like the Democrats, if you don't like us liberals, if you think us liberals are bums, just become an independent or something else, because the Republican Party has become a death cult, right? Trump's base has forced these people's hands into like accepting stupid theories. You know, you ever heard of that new Congresswoman? Her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No.
All right, so you know about QAnon, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she's a congresswoman. How she got into power? She's like one of those Trumpers, those Trump Republicans that was pushing the whole agenda for saying really stupid stuff. Like, for example, you remember the California fires that was happening?
Yeah.
She said the reason why they happened was because of secret Jewish space lasers. She said 9/11 was
lasers.
Yeah, Jewish space lasers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and 9/11 was a hoax. That the school shooting. It was a particular school shooting that happened where she was saying that it was staged by the government.
Yeah.
So these are all theories. So what they did is they removed her from 2 committees because and also she advocated the execution of like Nancy Pelosi, you know, And so what they did on Monday, I believe it was Monday, they said they voted to remove her from her committees, because when you're in a committee, you have good power over certain things.
I would
So
see. Yeah.
and someone like her, she's too unstable, so they removed her. Only
Okay.
10 Republicans, I believe, voted to have her kicked out, while the other ones didn't, which is kind of scary. It's like these people don't vote with their conscience. Only a few of them, right? Only a few of them vote with their conscience. And it shows there's something very wrong with the Republican Party, meaning that
Absolutely.
when a Republican actually votes with their conscience, when they actually do the right thing, they get in trouble. Mm-hmm. They get in trouble with their GOP
superiors
back at home. I
guess so.
Like Liz Cheney, right? She's gonna go back to Wyoming, and then they're gonna censor her. They're gonna reprimand her for trying to get Trump impeached.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is wrong with these people?
Well, they always want to have power, and then if you threaten that power, you're gonna come after you. Doesn't matter if you're within the party or outside of the party.
So so
even if he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's doing. You shouldn't add gasoline to the fire. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
So this party is, I don't know. This party is gonna go to. It's just garbage. I don't understand how people I get it. Whatever. If people are racist, they want their guy to win. But these Republicans do not give a shit about anybody. They don't give back. Right.
Yeah.
They feel like, $2,000 is too much. Right. And this newly elected Congresswoman, Cori Bush, very, very, very cool woman. I like her just by seeing all the stuff she does and says.
Yeah.
And she made a point about how she wanted to retroactively, because Biden said he's going to give $1,400, to Americans, and she's saying that's not enough. In fact, she wants to.
Well, me and you both know it's not enough.
1,400,
at least it's something. Yeah,
it's something, but I can make that in a week and 3 days, right? So it's like I'm not really. It's nice, but my bills, it ain't shit to my bills, right?
Exactly.
In IRS, you didn't hear that. So, so 2000. So she was talking about and she was on. I saw this on the Colbert Show. I like Stephen Colbert, and she was mentioning this. Yeah, he's cool. I can actually watch his whole show. He's funny.
Yeah.
$2,000 a month, retroactively, and she made an interesting point, because you have these Republicans. They're just scumbags. I cannot say it enough.
Yeah, and a lot of them have money, dude. They put the money in the stock market. They don't have to worry about money.
Yeah, they don't want you to have money. These same
They don't want
Republicans,
you to have money either. Yeah,
they're like, oh, but what happens? It's going to be too much spending. Where are we going to get the money? And then she pointed out, well, where did we get the money for this Space Force? Where did we get the money for this wall that they're building, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. They're going to find ways to spend money on things that we don't need, right? But when it comes to the people, and it's not like people are going to spend the money on stupid shit, right? It's not like people are going to take that $2,000 and invest in GME or GameStop and AMC movie theaters.
Yeah, because that's a gamble. Yeah.
People are struggling right now, man. People need to eat. People need to put lights. People, because business never sleeps in America. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care if there's a pandemic. What the hell do they care? F you and your problems. I got bills to pay. So it makes sense, and I like that I used to just blindly, not blindly, but I used to just not like politicians in general. But my mind kind of changed once the new politicians started coming recently. I don't know. You've heard of the Squad, right?
The Squad.
Yeah, the Squad.
No,
Um,
I don't believe I have.
they're a group of.
What's the Squad?
So the Squad is a group of congresswomen.
Okay.
It's AOC. You know AOC, right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know that was the official name. Okay.
Yeah, so there's like 6 members of the Squad. So
Yeah.
they're like the more progressive candidates of the party. So it's, of course, AOC. I can't say her name right. Ilhan Omar. She's the lady from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And then Cori Bush, who I mentioned. And
Mm-hmm.
then Jamal Bowman. He's from New York. And Rashida Tlaib. And Ayanna Presley. So they're progressive, and they're from the East Coast. That's why I like them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, well, Minnesota's Midwest, but it's all good. It's all good. But what I like about them is that they're young, right? And they're not like these old ass fossils. And I love Chuck Schumer. You know, I got love for Nancy. You know, but the average age of the House members, right?
Yeah.
The average in weighted total would be 57 years old. And
that's old.
And mind you got to think about like the outliers, right? So you have those people who are like in their 70s and shit like that, you know.
Old, super old.
Yeah, you still got those people in their 70s that drag the number to 57. But then the Squad, the average age of them is about 38, 39 years old. And that's that's a well-functioning adult, you know, even though AOC is like probably only 30 years old. But these are the type of people you would think would make, you know, good decisions, you know, protect the people, protect America. And these are the type of people, they do a very good job in protecting the Republic. Why I say that is because they're not afraid to speak out, you know, and they have morals. That's something that is so hard, you know, not that fake morality that you see these Republicans talk about, stuff like that, you know. So, AOC is actually 31. I thought she was like 29. Okay.
That's close enough. Yeah.
That's close enough. That's close enough. You know, but that's what I think the Democrat Party needs is more young blood like that. People in their 40s. People like that, you know. And not to just vote for someone just because they're black, because that you could get that. There's a trap in that, because years ago there was that guy. Do you remember Kwame Kilpatrick? From Chicago.
He was corrupt, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, not Chicago. Detroit. Yeah, corrupt guy. Everybody was happy because he was black. Blah 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 blah. And then he was stealing money, and then he was like the reason why Detroit ended up going bankrupt. You know?
Yeah.
Hell,
I saw him on the show called American Greed.
I need to watch that show.
It's hilarious. You know, you see Ponzi schemes. You see, you know, politicians that you just spoke of. Just an example, and it's incredible how these guys get away with all this shit. And then when they get caught, they get really they get all this time, and they have to pay back whoever they need to pay back. It's insane. But what ends up happening is that, you know, the normal people like you and I that invested with these people, they get slammed. They lose their life savings. Even if you go to the court and you put, you know, let's say 90% of your savings into a Ponzi scheme, and you didn't know it's a Ponzi scheme, but, you know, who does that logically? Bets the whole farm on something that looks good, but you don't have any research. You've never done any research. You just it's just hearsay, and you lose everything. You go to court, they go to court, you know, the guy gets like 50 years, 40 years, 20 years.
Still lose everything.
And then you get cents on the dollar. That means that you didn't get shit. You didn't get shit back. And it took a lifetime for you to save that money.
So there's a slippery slope with this Ponzi scheme thing, because I feel like what happens